Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're gonna be having a lot to talk about. There's a lot of different stuff that I want to talk about, all the way in regard to potential incomings, to potential departures, and as well as an update on Barcelona's managerial search. But guys, before we get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. You guys know the drill. Just go over there, follow me. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get straight into it and let's talk about a potential incoming to the club. And that's Amadou Onana, the Belgian player, 22 years of age, playing at Brighton in the Premier League right now. And Amadou Onana, he is currently Deco's favorite option to reinforce the defensive midfielder position. Now, Deco, he's looking for a physical, athletic player in that position, and Amadou Onana is right now the favorite for Deco. And looking at his price tag at the moment, Everton they place a ridiculous price tag of 60 to 7 million euros for the Belgian player. And Barcelona, they said no, absolutely no way we're paying that amount of money. And they're looking to pay no more than 40 million euros. And I agree with the club. Barcelona, they should not be paying big money for a player such as Amadou Onana. And looking at the position that Everton are in right now, that could help Barcelona, because if you guys don't know, Everton, they're currently, I believe, 18th in the Premier League. They're on track to get relegated. They're currently in the relegation zone, and if they do get relegated, they could it could lower the price. And so Barcelona, they are keeping an eye on Everton situations. If they get relegated, Onana's price will decrease. Obviously, they would be looking to sell, and Amadou Onana would be one of those players. And now, my thoughts on Onana is, I think that his profile is definitely something that we do need in the club. A physical, athletic, tall presence in that midfield. You always need a player of that profile. And I know Oro Romeo didn't work out, but his profile was exactly what we needed at Barcelona. And I do rate, Onana's talent over or Romeo, but wouldn't spend big money on him. And hopefully Everton, they do get relegated. That way it helps Barcelona. But that's just me saying. And hopefully Barcelona, they keep that stance and they don't pay over 40. It'd be fantastic to pay maybe like 30 million, 25, somewhere in that margin. But we would be paying half of his market value. But guys, let me know your guys' thoughts on Amadou Onana. Are you guys a fan of him to basically, come in and be our defensive midfielder signing? But continuing on, I want to talk about Julian of Nagelsmann, because of Julian Nagelsmann. Uh, Barcelona, they basically ruled him out. This is reported by Juan Marti from Sport. Barcelona have virtually ruled out Julian Nagelsmann as the next coach for Barcelona for several reasons. Firstly, the fact that the Euro Cup, the Euros, it ends in mid-July would represent a significant impediment when it comes to some planning aspects at Barcelona, as he would start preseason late. At Barcelona, no one doubts that his style is based on attractive and offensive football, but that is not everything. At the club, they have doubts regarding the relationship that Julian could have with the locker room and with the complex Barcelona environment and ecosystem. Barca leaders believe that a coach with more experience and with more experience in different situations is more suitable. Now, that is something that I have mentioned, before. Barcelona, they should be looking at a manager, like a top tier manager that, knows what it is to win trophies. And you go to Nagelsmann, Julian Nagelsmann, I'm a fan of him. I like his work. I like what he was doing at Bayern Munich. And I like the work that he did at RB Leipzig. But he is with Germany at the moment, and if Germany go far in the competition, which it's up in the air, because Germany, nowadays they're not particularly great. Just looking at how they performed in the last two major international tournaments, we could see Julian Nagelsmann with Germany being knocked out in the group stage. That's something that could happen realistically, or we could see him continue on, maybe get to the quarters or even the semis. But looking at Barcelona, I think it's a smart move. Looking at how we should be planning this summer, because if Julian Nagelsmann is unavailable for most of preseason, then what's the point of preseason? You want the manager to come in as early as possible to get the look at these players, to have to play his system and just to see, hey, what works, what doesn't work, what player needs to go, what player needs to stay, and what the team needs. And you know, hopefully in the future we do see Julian Nagelsmann, because he is a fantastic coach, but um, we can't have it all. But guys, not talking about some potential departures. I want to be talking about Frankie De Jong, because Frankie De Jong, in the past couple of days, he's been receiving a lot of speculation and a lot of noise surrounding in the media. And this is reported by Roger Torrejo from Mundo Deportivo. One of the main objectives for PSG this summer will be to get Frankie de Jong. Barcelona will listen to offers for 100 million euros if Frankie doesn't accept the contract renewal he was offered. The French club was one of the Barca's great competitors in 2019 to acquire him. And if you guys don't know, Frankie de Jong, he was basically on course to go to PSG. Just in those last final couple of moments, Barcelona, they offered him a crazy contract, and that's why he went to Barcelona instead of PSG. But PSG, they aren't only the only club that is interested in Frankie de Jong. You also have, for example, teams like Manchester United. You have Chelsea, you have Bayern Munich, Liverpool, and Man City. They're also thrown in there, but I don't know if they have Frankie de Jong in the top of their priority list. And Xavi, in response, he said this about Frankie: he's a world-class player, and it's not the right moment to talk about this. The club and the player will sit together and talk about his situation at the end of the season. But Barcelona, I think it's financially, being responsible to basically start looking at things now. Because if Frankie de Jong, for example, in the summer says, "Hey, I'm staying here. I don't want to leave," then that puts Barcelona in a very difficult situation, because his contract is running down, and a player of his quality, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot let him go for a free. And so, and Barcelona, they will be sitting down with Frankie de Jong in the summer just to try and negotiate that contract. Because if you guys don't know, Frankie de Jong, he is the highest earner at the club. He's still on Bartomeu contract, earning a ridiculous amount of money. And Barcelona will be having to pay 77 million euros over 2 years in deferred wages. And his current wages included. And so that's a lot of money that Barcelona would want to get rid of. And I don't know if Frankie de Jong would want to accept a lower salary. And if it's his dream to stay at the club, if he's happy with his family here in Barcelona, with his wife, with his kids, then I'd make the smart move and lower that salary just to help the club, because then Barcelona can actually go and make moves in the transfer market. And Frankie de Jong, he wants to be competitive. Why wouldn't you want to, help the club do that? But guys, definitely let me know your guys' thoughts on everything that we discussed in today's video. Are you guys a fan of Amadou Onana? Would you guys want Barcelona to go after him? What do you guys make of Barcelona basically discarding Julian Nagelsmann as Barcelona coach? And lastly, Frankie de Jong, PSG are interested in him to basically boost their squad, keeping in mind that Kylian Mbappe is on the way out. And so, would you guys sell Frankie de Jong if an offer of 100 million euros arrived, or would you guys want to keep him? But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in into another video. And as always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video.